This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Everyone have a good Labor Day.
So went to the lake.
Yeah?
We went to a lake. It was quite wonderful. We went stand-up paddle boarding. We went canoeing. It was awesome.
Nice.
All right.
What about you guys?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. I wish I put the lights together in my backyard. It's a whole thing.
Wait,
Oh,
you're supposed to put the
cute.
lights together in my backyard.
No, I want to do the lights for your video layout. We'll discuss this after the show. But I love doing lights. Call me over tonight.
I did have you over, and we did not get to the lights.
Well, your husband made a delicious fish. That's
He
on
did
him.
make a delicious.
I lost focus.
Did you spool?
We did spool.
Okay.
Yes. Anthony, my husband Anthony, and I just were using our backyard as it's intended.
I like it.
That's
What
Jeff
about
every
you?
weekend.
Enough said. Yeah. I got out a little bit, went up to Evergreen, listened to some bands, had a little good
Nice.
time.
cool, man.
Cute.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
times. Good times with the fam. All right, let's get to some stories. Beyonce had a star-studded birthday during her silver-themed show in LA last night. And there's no better way to turn 42 than by having Diana Ross sing happy birthday to you in front of a sold-out crowd. That is a pretty cool birthday. Kerry Washington and Kelly Rowland posed for these pics with Meghan Markle. There you are, huh? Who was seen getting down to crazy in love with Prince Harry, who didn't mind showing off his dance moves. Super embarrassing. All right, there is apparently no bad blood between Beyonce and Lizzo, who is draped in silver with Chris Rock. There she is, and Adele. And Rich Paul were spotted by a fan. She joked that she bought a glitter ball outfit on Amazon. Oh, Adele. Speaking of which, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos posed for a pic with Kim Kardashian and some of her friends. And in a video posted by TMZ, new couple alert, Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner were seen making out during the show. Soup's embarrassing.
What's that response?
I
It's
don't
young
need
love.
to see y'all making out. I don't need to
You've
see
never
y'all
kissed your
Oh, I
husband
have.
at a concert?
I have.
Okay.
I'm being a hater.
Yeah, I love the honesty.
I'm totally being a hater. I just don't want to watch it. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
PDAs.
Sam, you have sisters. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine like your type in men all of a sudden being their type in men, and when you switch your type, they switch their type?
That is weird.
It's very
Can you
strange.
elaborate on
Yes,
that? Because
please.
you're hitting the nail on the head. I know where you're going.
It's very well, you know, the Kardashians have had a reputation for dating black men.
Shout out.
And that is been pretty consistent,
Right.
except for Courtney, who was always with like Scott or
Right.
whoever else. And then Courtney starts dating and then marries Travis Barker. Barker, yes.
Yep.
And then it just appears like Kim starts dating Pete, Kylie starts dating Timothée.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Like that all happens at the same time. We used to have this joke.
Is that like a thing, though? Like that sister you kind of follow?
It feels purposeful. It's kind of like when I did mornings in Chicago, like radio, we would always have this joke how like the same girl would always date a different Bulls player. And we were like, oh, it must have something to do with their position. But it's like, what? Like, how is this person the same or give you the same vibe as that person?
Right.
Like, it just didn't really make any sense. Like, oh, okay, we see. I don't know. It's,
Yeah, I think
But
she
maybe
makes a
their
good
type
point.
is just super famous, good-looking guys.
I think Erica makes a point. Can we give a shout out to Chris Rock? Wasn't he stranded in Burning Man, hiked 6 miles?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did he?
I don't
And
mean
then
to
he
laugh.
made it to Beyonce, and then didn't he have a show also? Like, shout out to him. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, wouldn't you hike to make it to Beyonce?
6 miles? Yes,
Yes.
Erica, I would. Erica's been there. She knows.
Amazing.
We had that story coming up, and then they just go, we'll skip that story.
Why? We can get into it.
Well, you already ruined the ending.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I didn't
okay.
know. I haven't
It's
seen
okay.
the script. I'm so sorry.
Old Yeller's coming up later. He dies in the end. Okay, stick around. Speaking of shows. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is coming to theaters in October. It's been revealed that Taylor and her team bypassed the traditional Hollywood studios and did a direct deal with AMC. Taylor will reportedly make 57% of the profits, while AMC will take in 43%. Taylor's Eras Tour has already made $1.4 billion and is still going strong. I mentioned this
You
last
predicted this.
week.
Okay, go. This is so you. This was all you last week.
Yeah, where's my cut? Where's my 10%?
Exactly.
No, I just said if the studios keep messing around, people are going to figure out a way to make money, whether it be some going through this avenue or putting their shows or movies produced on YouTube or their website. People are going to start making their money, and the studios are now missing out.
Well, it's already been happening.
Yeah, I know.
And this is legitimately what has happened when your demographic and the people, your D1s, people who have ridden with you forever and will always ride or die for you, are following you on social media, are following you everywhere you appear, are selling out like every single stadium that you're at. Like, I just have, first of all, shout out to the Swifties on TikTok, because apparently there's a clip that has resurfaced, and there's been a lot of love from the Swifties. You know how much I love the Swifties.
And the cobblers are back?
Some of the cobblers are back, yes, as a derivative of the Swifties, right? But this is what it is for those of you who are new, is like I was defending Taylor because it was the right thing to do in that moment, according to me. I still stand beside that. But I became like a Swiftie adjacent, which a lot of the Swifties were very kind, and they brought me on in with loving arms, right? I'm telling you, people can say what they want about Taylor Swift, but that woman is an icon.
She's a pioneer.
Absolutely. And anybody who's sitting around waiting for things to happen, that's just not the way that the world or the industry is evolving, period. There's a lot of people who are sitting on their couches right now being like, I'm just waiting on my call to sit next to Sam on DBL.
Oh!
But no, seriously, that's how people think. I'm just
Takes
waiting.
hard work.
People are waiting on their calls to do these things. And it's like, you have to make things happen for yourself.
Yeah.
There's no more of this like, oh, she's cute, let's put her on TV.
Well,
you know?
that's what it always was. And to your point, it's a new era. I think they're running it. If this was the 80s, we all have loved musicians that were kind of wild and out there in their documentaries about how they were, drunk for a year and high for a year. These entertainers now are business people first, marketers second. Taylor Swift sends out a tweet. She can do more than the arm of a PR firm could do in a month.
True.
So, like you said, Jeff, all these stars are saying, I understand how to run my books. I understand how to book these venues. I understand how to pack these venues. I understand what to do for the after party. I understand how to do merch. What are you doing here? And it's because they left that door open being greedy. So we're going to see where this goes. I know Taylor's unique, Beyonce's unique, but those are two major chunks of income for a lot of major agencies. And if they lose them, where do you go from there?
Yeah. Do you want to give another shout out to Great Wolf Lodge?
Great Wolf Lodge?
You made like a howling noise down there.
I do want to go to Great Wolf Lodge, though.
Can I? Oh, I don't want to hate. I don't want to hate on Great Wolf.
I will.
Okay, go ahead, Jeff, and I'll follow.
Dude, remember that video where I paid extra for a balcony and they put me on the roof next to the air conditioner? Super embarrassing, Great Wolf Lodge.
Something
How
happened with the
dare you?
towels? Something happened with the towels.
Listen, we've been there twice. Listen, I don't care. I'm coming for you. My kids they never throw up. And we get there and they're just like, bleh. I'm like, dude, where did that come from? Just throwing up. They put me next to the air conditioner. I couldn't even hear. It's just, no, it's an all-around no-go for
What
Big
are
Jeff.
you going to add
Well,
to the
we were in
mix?
Anaheim a couple weeks ago just hanging out. We'd love to go down to Orange County and hang. And we drove past the Great Wolf Lodge, and I was like, trying to distract him. And my son saw, he was like, can we go? And I was like, let me just look for that. Because it was already like 4 in the afternoon. I looked at a half-day pass. It's like $150 for like 4 hours. Like,
And what's there?
it's just
It's
a
a
couple
water park.
Yes. No, it's like, I don't understand.
And you
the
don't do
pricing.
You don't do water parks.
No, I hurt myself that one time at Great Wolf.
And the people
I
are
was
just
picking Ford up and I pulled my
fascinating.
groin. It was real bad.
Oh, Lord.
I can say that, right?
Is it humid
no,
in
I
there?
just-
I heard it's very humid.
It's human. It's packed with.
Y'all
You got
are-
to preserve the blowout. So that
this
means
is-
I have to be on day 3 to go there of my hair.
God.
All right.
I'm
let's
not mad at that math.
Get to it, guys. Coming up on DBL, we are honoring two musicians who passed away over the weekend, Jimmy Buffett and frontman of Smash Mouth, Steve Harwell. Plus, Priscilla Presley addresses the 10-year age gap with Elvis at the premiere of the new movie about her life. That's next.
You can tell us. Anyway, Aaron comes to me and says, listen, your table happens to be a bunch of women that are big fans of Daily Blessed Life, but before they knew her, before they knew her, had nothing to do with her.
Oh,
and they all knew her since she's, so I'm sitting there with Lynn, and we introduce ourselves, and any time on this side of me, a person got up, someone would swing over to me and say, hi, I'm American Carl, whatever. And then it was like a focus group.
What were they saying?
They
What
know
were
it
their
all.
opinions? Tell us their opinions.
They're talking about her nails.
Were they anti my nails?
They go about Eric. Al's so funny. Is he funny off camera? And I saw, at a certain point, I got so bored.
Yeah.
One of them said to me, Lou sitting right next to me, so what is Sam Shaka like? And I said, she's frankly a bitch. You know, and I did this, like this, just to see what happened.
What'd they say?
Well, they were like that, and I said, I'm only kidding Lynn, of course. But it was, the wedding was so...
Did I hear Kelly said that Aaron's mom played her late dad's laugh?
Played her late dad's laugh on video. Played.
Okay.
And then we just covered it with her shots of her and Elvis.
Okay.
So just so you're not like, how was that?
Okay.
And the context of the clip, she started talking about how Elvis was always really upset about losing his mother, so she would comfort him.
Family,
So
I
it
can see
starts
now
with
why
her saying like,
Robbie, I
we
met
have
his
to
mother and
comfort
father.
him.
I like her husband. It's just like when you
love
meet
her
him, you're just
husband.
like, oh.
You want to hang out. Yeah.
Welcome back. Priscilla Presley attended the premiere of the film Priscilla in Venice. Priscilla walked the red carpet along with director Sofia Coppola and the rest of the cast. The film reportedly received a 7-minute standing ovation. Those are getting like
It's
really
ridiculous.
old. Get real with those things. I'm sure it was a wonderful film. During a press conference, Priscilla defended her relationship with Elvis, which, if you guys didn't know, it started when she was just 14 and he was 24. Let's watch.
I was the person who really sat there to listen and to comfort him. That was really our connection. Even though I was 14, I was actually a little bit older in life, not in numbers. And that was the attraction. And, you know, people think, oh, it was sex, it was this. Not at all. I never had sex with him. He was very kind, very soft, very loving, but he also respected the fact I was only 14 years old.
Don't put the camera on me, put it on her. What are you thinking, Erica? What's up? I mean, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to comfort Priscilla. She has been through enough and doesn't need that. Plus, no one should be coming for her because she's a victim. I don't care how many years it was, how different life was. The issue here is that, so Priscilla was married to Elvis when apparently she turned 21. Her daughter, who just passed, was what, like, Lisa Marie was what, in her 50s or something? So what happened in situations like this, and what continues to happen, that's why it's such a sick family secret, is you have someone in your family who potentially married or had a relationship with an underage person. That is giving license to the next generation that it is okay to touch, address, look at an underage person. And this happens from generation to generation because Papa did it to whoever.
I would have said Mama.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is what we're talking about. So it's like when people say breaking the cycle,
right?
It's like, okay, well, we could have this conversation one of two ways. We can have it in a bubble, or we can have it as we are experiencing it today. And the idea that it's like, I hear this all the time. Well, my grandfather did, whatever. And it was a million years ago. First of all, it wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. And secondly, normalizing those conversations and saying things like that are keeping your 12, 13, 14-year-old daughter silent about somebody that you might be placing on her lap because y'all kin and it's cool.
I agree 100% with everything you're saying, but is there something to say this was a sign of the times? This isn't like out of the ordinary. People were getting married this young. They were having kids at 16.
Right, because women were also a commodity.
Right, but again, I'm 100% with you. But is it a sign of the times? There was a lot of things that you go back in history it's appalling now. And you're like, wow, we know now that won't fly. But back then, I don't think anyone blinked an eye.
Jeff, it was still controversial, but not nearly to what it is today. Because I know my mom and her family talked about it. I talked to my mom about it when she was 14, right around Priscilla's age. It was talked about, like, this is not okay. However, to Jeff's point, yes, it wasn't nearly as much as a conversation that it would be today.
I mean, just you guys are talking about really the larger issue in that we want to look back fondly on our past. We're all proud of things in our past, things that your grandfather did, things your grandmother did. But when you do delve into the past, there's some ugly things with race, gender, anything that we take for granted today. It was horrifying back then. So we are always going to have to do this tap dance about how do we remember Papa's life without bringing up, how do we remember Grandma's life without talking about. And I think we're having that issue with famous people and within our own families.
I agree with that 1,000,000%. And I agree with what Jeff's saying, so like the point that Jeff's making.
Right.
It's just that you have to be super careful about how you're having those conversations and excusing that because it was a long time ago, because not everyone's hearing it the same way.
Yeah, good combo. All right, we'll be right back.
In the days since the storm, videos have been popping up online that people claim show what the situation was like on the ground at Burning Man. So you know what we do here? We're going to verify if these shocking videos are real. Our source here is Google Lens. That's a reverse image search tool. First up, this photo of a model walking through the mud. It was posted on Twitter on September 3rd, claiming to be a video of Burning Man. So we looked into this. Turns out the video, it's actually from Paris Fashion Week. We found it on YouTube. It shows the October 2022 Balenciaga show. According to various reports at the time, the show was held in mud as a form of social commentary, a nod to breaking away from boxes and labels. All right, let's get to video number 2 here, reportedly showing a Jeep right here, ouch, stuck in the mud. Well, the video claims the person driving was trying to escape the festival. So did this really happen at Burning Man? Let's verify. Again, we used Google Lens, and we tracked down the original clip. It was posted on August 15th to Instagram, so 12 days before Burning Man even started. So again, we can verify this video did not happen in the Nevada desert at Burning Man. And our final video here is pretty gross. It shows a flowing river of trash as people allegedly are trying to escape from Burning Man. Now this one was pretty easy to debunk actually, because the people heard in the video, they're speaking French. All right, so we were able to find several instances of the same video posted online in November of 2018. So all those clips say they were taken after heavy rainfalls in Haiti, which makes sense because, again, people there speaking French. So we can verify this was not taken from Burning Man in 2023, but it actually happened in Port-au-Prince in 2018. With your Verify, I'm Adam Longo.
wasted away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker song.
Welcome back. That was one of my favorites, Jimmy Buffett singing his mega hit Margaritaville on The Tonight Show back in 1981. Today we are remembering Jimmy, who died peacefully on Friday, surrounded by his family, friends, dogs, and music. He was 76 years old. Jimmy released his first album, Down to Earth, in 1970, but it wasn't until 7 years later when Margaritaville came out that he shot to fame. The song symbolized a whole way of life for his devoted fans. They're also known as parrot heads. Jimmy was introduced to the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2016. His business featured everything from resorts and restaurants to apparel and drinks. Jimmy was diagnosed with a rare form of skin cancer 4 years ago. Man, this was shocking over the weekend. I was definitely a parrot head growing up. It was something like my brothers and I used to do every year. We'd
tell everybody what that means to you and what that is.
Well, we'd go there. I mean, I think I've been to dozens of shows. I'm sure I'm losing memory of a couple of them because that's what you do there. But, but just when I think of Jimmy Buffett, I think of all those times with my really good friends and my family, just going to the concerts, summertime in Chicago. It's like no better time. But we did that every year as a tradition.
So when you found out, what did you?
I listened to a lot of Jimmy Buffett over the weekend.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So everywhere, barbecuing out, hanging out at friends' houses, and just playing a lot of Jimmy Buffett over the weekend. But too young.
Way too young. Our parents aged way too young.
I agree.
Okay, I got more. I was like, why aren't you guys talking?
They said to
Yeah, I know. Another well-known singer also died over the weekend. Some sad news again. Steve Harwell, the original lead vocalist for Smash Mouth, died yesterday. He was 56 years old. Steve shot to fame, of course, in 1997 with the breakout hit, Walking on the Sun. That song brings me back, huh? Then 2 years later, the band achieved even greater success with their hit song, All-Star, which was later used in the movie Shrek, of course. According to his manager, Steve died at his home in Boise, Idaho, from liver failure as a result of alcoholism.
Sam, I saw you dancing over here. What are you thinking?
Listen, I love Smash Mouth, but I have a special, when I hear Is It You're an All-Star, I think of Sophie singing along to Shrek.
Oh.
But I also think of how alcoholism, they say it's not an individual disease, it's a family disease. Right. And they say that because the whole family gets affected with a lot of different addictions. And my heart for the entire family, and my heart for him, that he ultimately should be alive for the next 20, 30 plus years, but his addiction took his life 30 years too soon. And that's just heartbreaking. I know a lot of our viewers out there can relate.
Yeah.
You're how many years sober?
It took his career, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, honestly, I'm 4 years sober, but...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Seriously.
But yeah, I really did. I got Amy Winehouse vibes, and I was sad. Just these incredible talents that it just seemed like we couldn't get them off this track, and we all are worse off for it. But, forget the music. We're just sad that they're gone.
So
to
true.
their families.
Way too young.
All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold.
In the last few years, mushrooms have really made a name for themselves. You may have seen more and more products containing the fungi. You could even see it in your coffee now. Viewer Kendall W. emailed us asking if the hype about mushroom coffee is real and what are the pros and cons of drinking mushroom coffee versus regular coffee. So let's get the facts. Our sources, family physician Dr. Carla Robinson, the Cleveland Clinic, and a study published in the National Library of Medicine. When looking at many mushroom coffee ingredients, they include these 3 types of mushrooms. According to a study published in the National Library of Medicine, these mushrooms have been used for medicinal purposes in several countries. Some benefits include strengthening immune systems, lowering blood pressure, and inflammation. But do they work in coffee form?
The jury is still out on this one.
The Cleveland Clinic states not enough research has been conducted to really understand if the benefits come through in coffee form.
What we don't know is once it's processed and then brewed, if you still retain those same properties.
Dr. Robinson, however, says it doesn't hurt to drink the coffee. However, mushrooms alone could have a better benefit.
For anyone who's really looking for a true health boost, I say it's probably safer at this point to just stick to, adding mushrooms into your salad or maybe adding them into your diet in another way or maybe supplement-wise.
Another thing to think about, is the price. This bag of mushroom coffee is double the price of your standard regular bag of coffee. The Cleveland Clinic also notes sometimes mushrooms can cause digestive issues, especially if you have kidney issues or trouble with grains. So they suggest talking to your doctor if you have those sensitivities. Either way, Dr. Robinson says mushrooms have many benefits, but more research needs to be done to really understand if the true benefits are in full effect when they are in coffee form. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
You may have seen this viral post on Facebook. It claims the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued a health alert about the new XBB subvariant of COVID-19 because it's deadlier and not easily detected. Several Verify viewers reached out to ask if this alert is real. So, let's verify. Did the CDC issue a health advisory about the XBB COVID-19 subvariant? Our sources are the CDC, the World Health Organization, the American Medical Association, and Yale Medicine. The CDC maintains a health alert network which shares urgent public health information with federal, state, and local officials. It's where you'd expect to find information about an advisory, like the one circulating on Facebook, but there is no record of one about XBB. There's also no alert posted on the CDC's social media accounts. We then looked into the claims that XBB is deadlier and that there are no symptoms until it's too late, and found those are also false. According to the WHO, there are no substantial differences in disease severity for XBB infections compared to other variants. The American Medical Association says XBB has similar symptoms as other variants, including coughing, congestion, fatigue, and sore throat. So, no, the CDC did not issue a health advisory about the XBB COVID-19 subvariant, and most of the information in the post is false. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. If you suffer from mild back pain, there's a good chance there's a simple solution. It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. Your posture might be playing a part when it comes to lower back pain. Practice mindfulness when sitting for long periods of time. Take breaks and check your posture. Daily meditation with proper posture can train you to sit up correctly for longer periods of time, and deep controlled breathing helps reposition the rib cage and pelvis to take pressure off the spine and reduce tension. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers. Supported by 30 years of clinical research, Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-725-2612 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Speaking of more information, I didn't know Steve, right? Steve, he was in hospice?
Yeah, I'm looking into it because I just found the statement from the manager to be just not cold, just factual. We're used to hearing from family members. And I know with alcohol, sometimes maybe people have boundaries. I'm just speculating here. But yeah, apparently he's been in hospice for quite some time, suffering from liver failure. And to your point, probably didn't qualify for a transplant.
Wow,
May he rest in peace.
All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.